guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. If you feel like you're seeing me for the very first time, it's because I have a ring light and I feel like a whole new woman. So, for this video, today I have decided to basically roast myself and look at 1-star reviews on Goodreads of my favorite books. I think I stole this from Kat from Paperback Dreams and Caleb from The Insane Reader, so I will link them down below. But I just thought this would be fun, especially since most of my favorites are contemporaries, and contemporaries are not as popular as fantasy on BookTube, so I just thought this would be a little different video for me. So let's see. The first book that I'm starting out with is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is a new favorite of mine. I actually just read this book last month, so I'm going to just click in the little like chart. You know what I'm talking about? You know what Goodreads looks like. And look at the 1-star reviews for The Hating Game. There's 977. So I think I'm going to like read 2 and probably not read all of it because a lot of them are long. So Skylar Autumn says, 1 star, warning, I'm about to swear a whole fucking lot. Alright, like Skylar. I'm so pissed at this book and at all the people who got this book an average 4.24 rating on Goodreads. How? Is the author bribing people? Has she held your loved ones hostage? She hasn't. No, I gave it 5 stars. The novel follows the relationship of Lucy and Josh, rivals in life and the quote-unquote workplace. I put workplace in brackets because the two leads rarely do anything but stare at each other and play immature games in the same vein as 2-year-old boy pulling the hair of a girl he has a crush on. Yet, they somehow are up for the same promotion. Can I work there? Question mark. Seems like there is a lot of drinking on the job. I mean, Skylar's not wrong. A lot of the book, they are in a workplace setting, but I can agree with her, and Lucy and Josh, I don't know actually what they did. They worked for a firm, no, not a firm. They worked for 2 publishing houses that merged together, and I guess they were assistants to like the big bosses, but I didn't really know what they did, so Skylar has a point. But it's about the romance, so let's go to one other review. I don't know. Okay, so Vicky actually gave it 1.5 stars, so that's good. Didn't live up to the hype for me. Here are just a few spoilery rants about why. Okay, lack of character depth or development. Seriously, how is Lucy so oblivious? How? Question mark. Josh spent the whole weekend taking care of you when you were sick, has been borderline stalking you, and when you go to his apartment, he has random post-its and other things you'd given him in passing. Also, so much staring, I can't even. Lucy is a little oblivious to the fact that Josh is basically obsessed with her. He's obsessed with her, and she just thinks that he's mad at her the whole time, but Vicky has a point. Vicky has a point. Lucy's a little dumb, but I love Lucy. Also, she wears like red lipstick the entire time, and I think it's called like Fireball or something fire that's just like fierce, and I like totally love the whole red lipstick thing that Lucy has going on. So you know what? I stan Lucy, even though she's a little dumb and didn't realize that Josh was obsessed with her. So I get what's happening. So those are some 1-star reviews for The Hating Game. It could have been worse. Those were pretty good. Those weren't as bad as I thought it could be. Okay, so the next book that I have decided to do, I'm gonna do To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I'm saving the best for last, also because I don't want my feelings to be hurt too bad like in the middle of this video and then I'm just like demolished, but I think I can handle To All the Boys I've Loved Before. First read this book in 2015 and I reread it this year in September, August. So not that long ago. So it is very still fresh in my mind, and I just met Jenny Han. But I'm gonna look, okay, oof. For 1-star reviews for To All the Boys I Loved Before, there's 4,874 1-star reviews. Emily May. If you know anything about Goodreads, you probably know about Emily May. She's like the #1 reviewer on Goodreads, and she gave To All the Boys I Loved Before 1 star. So what she said was, hold on. Privileged, boring 16-year-old whose voice sounds closer to 12 feels sorry for herself because her sister's boyfriend doesn't want her until he does. Conclusion? Question mark? There is none. Just a lot of faffing about, moronically pining, and an inconclusive non-ending. Okay. The non-ending obviously is because this is trilogy. It was a duology and now it's trilogy, so I don't agree with the last one. The voice sounding like 12-year-old, I can totally get behind because Lara Jean is 16 and still says mommy and daddy, which even reading it this time was a little cringeworthy, and I totally, like, Emily May, I agree with you on this. Is it worth the 1 star though? I feel like that's a little harsh. I don't know. Let's look at one other one. Oh, this one just says 10 out of 10, recommend the movie instead. Ugh. Which, like, the movie was great, but it was only so good because movie Peter was better than book Peter. So this person changed their rating to 1 star. Ooh. Okay. Jess rated it 1 star. To All the Boys I've Loved Before wasn't much more than a long-winded, misleadingly pathetic title coupled with obnoxious, privileged brats prattle on first world problems. I regret reading this one. So much for that adorable love story I've been expecting. 2 words, false marketing. Ooh. Besides from the cloying plots and amateur writing, my hatred mostly stems from the shallow, immature nature of the insufferably stupid protagonist, Lara Jean. Watch out. It has a pretty cover, I'll give it that. Maybe these people aren't contemporary readers? I don't know. I feel like Lara Jean was a normal 16-year-old. And yes, she was privileged, but like she acknowledges her privilege. Her dad's a freaking doctor. So, I don't... That last one hurt. That last one hurt my heart. One hurt my heart. Okay. So that's all I can handle for To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I'm gonna do one more before I do my favorite one. I'm trying to think of what I read this year. Oh, I'm gonna do The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because that book deserves all the hype. I read it in one sitting. And I have since read all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's other books, and I just, like, she's one of my favorite authors now. And, like, it has a very good rating. It has a 4.26 on Goodreads, which is good. So, I just want to see what people are saying in the 1 star, if I can fucking figure it out. Okay, 1 star. Ooh, there's only 504. Woo! That's really good. I mean, that only 504 people, 504 people gave it 1 star. I've definitely seen worse. Okay, I guess we're gonna go with the first one. By Perry, 1.5 stars. To paraphrase a quote attributed to Abe Lincoln, for those who like this kind of a book, it is just about the kind of book they would like. No offense to Goodreads friends who like this book, but this was a significant failure in my vetting process, plain and simple. While reading this novel, I repeatedly winced or rolled my eyes at the soppy prose that conjured up a mental image of reader being force-fed a jar of crystallized honey, like one you've left in your pantry for the past year plus. I love honey, but crystallized, no. Hell no. Seven Husbands of Hugo is also a trope of cliche gems braided with bromides. Wow. Whew. Perry. I guess they didn't like it. So, okay. Okay. And then Kelly has read other Taylor Jenkins Reid, but didn't like this one. So let's see what Kelly has to say. Well, I never thought I'd see the day where I didn't fall in love with the TJR book, but here we are. I'm sure I'll be oh my god, let me start over. I'm sure I'll be the black sheep on this, and I'll never understand why. I hated this book, and I say that very, very infrequently. I hated every single character with the exception of maybe one, but even he turned out to be a huge disappointment eventually. The plot was both simplistic, yet beyond difficult to believe. Contrived and cookie cutter are also words that come to mind and will only make sense if you read it. No spoilers here. One major plot point had me eye-rolling so hard I was convinced I would have a stroke. I also really, really, really disliked the main romance. I felt there was a huge double standard in how this relationship was portrayed based on the genders of the characters involved. This great love was abusive, emotionally draining, and not what love is in my opinion. While I am all for authors branching out and trying new kinds of books, this book just did not work for me in the least. I'm not trying to be spoilery here, but the main romance is the book. So is it because of who she ends up with? Because the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is totally different from every single Taylor Jenkins Reid book. So I can understand reading all her other ones first and then diving into Seven Husbands and it being completely different. I read Seven Husbands first and then went back to her earlier works and they are completely different. But this book was so good. Her writing, the whole story, everything was good. So I just I don't understand what Kelly is so mad about. Okay, so we're saving the hardest one for last, and that is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. Okay. Oh my gosh, how do you computer? If you don't know this yet, The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson is probably my favorite book. It has a 4.05 on Goodreads. I have read it twice. My original review from 2016 is normally when I cry reading books, it's like a tear now and then, but no, I was sobbing in a really good way, and as I'm writing this, I'm still crying and I never cry. So, that was my original review. So I'm not ready to see the 1 stars. Ooh, there's only 341 stars. Okay, that makes me feel better. I just don't know. Oh no, okay. So Alicia Marie said, oh my god, ... The Unexpected Everything might have been the most boring YA book that I've ever read. It's not the worst one, but even the bad YA books I've read have been relatively engaging. This was not. Add that to the fact that the main character was insufferable, you have a book that I just did not like. I could not stand Andy. Oh no. She was bratty, immature, and extremely judgmental. Case in point, someone she works for used the word former. Andy was surprised that this person used the word because she has tattoos. Okay, I don't remember that part. And I have tattoos. So I feel like that would have bothered me. She rips this book, so I'm just gonna read the last paragraph. So what did I like about this book? Nothing really. Ooh, it was not engaging and had aggravating characters. To add insult to injury, the book was long. It felt like every single page of its 500 plus pages. It felt like every single one of it. Okay, I don't know what she's trying to say. At one point, I started to wonder if the author got paid by the word because there was so much detail in there that had nothing to do with anything. I just did not like it, not even a little bit. It's a 519-page contemporary. I don't hear people yelling about the new Throne of Glass book that's 900 plus pages. How come contemporaries can't be over 300 pages? I want my contemporaries to be long. I want to be in the story, especially if it's a standalone. Why can't we live in a world where contemporaries are over 300 pages? Do not agree. Do not agree. Okay, we'll do one last one because I am sad. This is a review from Cal. I hated this! Exclamation point. I don't know, guys. ... Madsen's writing isn't for me. I've tried twice now and I get headaches at her characters. They're exactly the people I hated in high school. I don't want to read about vapid people like that now either. These books really showcase what privilege is like to those unaware and how fucking two-dimensional a person can be. Don't even get me started on Toby's emojis. Ugh! I started skimming after page 166. What a waste of my time. My literal favorite part is Toby's emojis. Like, I thought that was so funny. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. I thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was fun. I know they were all contemporaries, but honestly, what can you expect from me? And I will see you in my next video. Bye!